was just sharing that out right now.
All right, everybody, we made it. I want to do a quick mic check because this is the second time we've ever had guests on William versus the World. I need to make sure that everybody can be heard. Eric, can you be heard?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Aha, I can hear you. Lexi, can you hear Eric?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You can hear each other?
Yes.
We've done it. Wait, I got to hit my clappy thing. Oh, there's my clappy thing.
There it is.
Well, welcome to the program. I got to run down my pleasantries and we'll get this thing going. Guys, if this is your first time watching, the most powerful thing any of you can do, honestly, right now is to share the feed. It's the way to contribute to the live streams here. And even when you visit Eric's live streams, you'll find this out later on. Welcome to our channel. This is our page. This is the Sepsis Band page. We're broadcasting on YouTube. We're also broadcasting on Twitch. And, of course, the Book of Faces. And wherever else Melissa has us going to. If you guys didn't know, we're not really a podcast, but this is our live stream each week. We're a hard rock and heavy metal band from Manchester, New Hampshire. Off stage, we're also streamers, gamers, content creators, and everyday people. Who would have thought?
Oh my God.
You can donate. You can donate to bands here on Facebook. That's one thing that you can do. I think it's kind of nice. If you choose to, we're not asking you to, we're not forcing your hand, but one way to do that is to donate by stars or subscribing to the pages here. But the best way to truly support us is just to share it because it's free. And if it's free, it's for me. Guys, our images, our broadcasts, our live streams, donating to us is a choice that you can take on as an option. We're not forcing you to. You can also subscribe to the page through multiple tiers through our website. Did you know that, Lex?
Subscribe through multiple tiers on the website?
You could.
That's really cool.
It is.
Especially since it's from the website directly, not
That's right.
some other place.
Today and each Wednesday, we are learning, we're examining top industry stories. We got a fun one for you today. News, technology, and social media. We cover a lot here. So we're not just a hard rock band. We're not just a metal band. We're not just streamers. And I'm not just a model. Just kidding. It's that shiny red jacket that I walk around with. So this is, however, one of the only band pages that is covering live music the way that we do. In fact, we don't even have guests on the show. That's why I brought Eric on today, because this is one of the only pages that are covering live music and the emerging truth the way we do. We're having Eric on today to tell his version of the story, but simply put, we talk about the topics and we take on the challenges here on Facebook that independent bands are scared shitless to do, frankly. So we're teaching musicians and fans everywhere that music isn't necessarily man-made, and this is a show about how people and music relates to the world. Not necessarily about the band, everybody. We are not journalists. I need to make this perfectly clear. We're not news reporters. I play fucking guitar. We put the news articles that we do cover, we do put them up on the screen. Some people ask me why I do this. And the reason why I put the information behind the screen normally is because I want to show people that we're not making it up as we go along. You know, and that way you can follow along too and cross-reference and ask questions that are relative to the conversation. Guys, my views, Lexi views, even Eric tonight, he's our guest, his views, the opinions that we share here each Wednesday, the individual ideas that I present are not necessarily outside of the scope of just being entertainment value. And all the opinions that I express, me, William, are not necessarily the opinions or facts or beliefs of my band members. I do have other band members that I share the page with, so out of respect for them, not everything that comes out of my mouth is necessarily how they think and feel. Any language or behaviors that you find uncomfortable or offensive while experiencing a full course conversation here, you can see your ass out the door. We don't porn to you. No one is begging you to be here. No one is holding you hostage to listen to this broadcast or forcing you to follow my band page or watch my programs. Let's make it perfectly clear. Before we go any further, Eric, I need you to understand that this has been our band page for almost 15 years, and I do consider you a friend. With that, you understand that this page and no individual is the star of the show, except for music and the people that we are set and obliged to entertain. We're committed and to the priority of the truth and the people, that we are going to do our best to take on Melissa and my band members, the Sepsis page, Lexi of course, and our fan base. We're going to try our best, Eric, to take care of them by developing fair and transparent conversations based around our experiences in education. I know you could do that for me. If you could commit that with me, we could start the show.
I got you, brother.
Yo,
got
I
you.
appreciate you being here. Everybody, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my good friend, Eric Leviathan. And he does so many things, but I think one thing that jumps right out at me is you're a social media guy. You love social media. You got Misanthropic Torments, Misanthropic Records, Self-Made Music. I mean, you're on the radio. Tell my fans everything you do.
Everything I do, goddamn, that's a lot.
Well, everything you do in art and entertainment and your contributions, here in local music. I should say, really, Eric is a voice in independent music, especially here on social media and Facebook. I don't think that's a terrible thing.
When it comes to self-made records, I try to give deserving artists who are underappreciated a platform without raping their wallets. Excuse the rape word, but that's exactly what happens in this industry. So I try to basically take the contacts that I have in the industry and bypass the predatory PR companies, the predatory labels, so these people can have a direct line to industry people, which I do have a direct line to industry people. I work with Earache Records. I can get a lot of shit done. So I do that for bands. And as far as my band, my project, I just speak the truth, that's the way I see the world, what I think should get your band here, so I don't know how far I can go into this, you know what I mean?
I think we'll be all right.
Alright, so when it comes to my own music, my project, I've taken a look at the world, and I just basically say what I feel is common sense, People have a right to exist no matter who they are, and people who want to put in laws to where women do not have autonomy, and women have to go septic during a pregnancy and die because the doctors can't operate on them because there's some law preventing from doing so, that kind of bothers me.
So, is this why I know there's a multi-tier question that I asked, but is this part of your mission and your message and your voice as a musician? Because I've seen you around the independent social media scene for a long time, and like me, you are outspoken on a wide range of issues. Is that we were talking about while introducing so people can get to know you in terms of Self-Made Records. That's a record label, right?
It's more of a management company.
Okay.
I wanted it to be a label, but I can't fund people, so there's no business running a label if I can't fund anybody. You know what I mean?
I understand
so
that.
It's more of a career builder. I help people build their careers as far as I can take them.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, any artist that I represent, the goal is always to get them to a bigger company that can help them more than I can.
And I want to cover some of your passion and your message, but I think it's important. The reason why I had you on is so I could kind of drop down into second gear and slow the conversation down a little bit. So maybe people could focus in and not respond so much, but hear what you have to say and hear your message. And I think the only way to do that is to slow things down a little bit and reintroduce you and have people understand who you are. Like me, I'm really excited. So when I get on, I'm all passion, I'm all message, but sometimes I forget that not everybody knows who I am. And so
That's true.
So I want people to get a clear understanding of the work you do and who you are, and so I know of you of being in a death metal band, being a great screamer, of course.
Thank you.
And I know you for creating conversations online that get people excited. That's why I had you. That's why I had you on. And I'm excited about some of those things, but I think it's important in a world where we're so impulsive and we're encouraged to react to our emotions. I think that's how a lot of people might digest you and I in a 20-second clip. I want to take it down a notch and just have people get an understanding with the small time we have of that you have been on social media for how long helping bands out, my brother?
Since 2018, I started. When I got out of prison in 2016. Took me a couple of years to adjust, and then I decided that I was going to start doing everything that I ever wanted to do.
Awesome.
Because that's all I wanted to do.
Congratulations.
And I started. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I started working in music, and I took a crash course. You know what I mean?
That's important for people to know. I mean, because most people, they find you through these kinetic conversations, and it's through the echo chamber and hyper focused attention machine of the internet. So it's important for people to know that this is where I met you. I said when you first came on, I said you're a social media guy. That wasn't by any means an insult. That means that, Eric, you have an output. Okay? You choose words, and you have a language, and you have a mission, and you have behaviors that cut through the algorithm, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
People say, that if people aren't polarized or getting excited by what you're doing, if somebody's not truly ripshit, you have to question whether or not you are contributing to a great enough output. And a lot of people hear of Eric Leviathan through social media, and I'm telling you this is a compliment, because do you know how hard it is to get your music heard? Of course you do. Do you, how hard it is to beat the algorithm and get a post through, right?
Yeah.
So, and everybody's got similar screams. Everybody's got similar guitar tones. We have all been learning from the very limited few of the people at the top that are responsible for what we believe is successful. So if a guy uses a Kemper and he's the guy at the top, we all think Kemper. If everyone's running Marshall Stacks, then we all grew up thinking that the only way we can make music is through Marshall Stacks. When there's a limited few of people at the top and they use this kind of gear and this is the method, then a lot of us that want to win, we look at this method. Of course, they're our role models. We're aspiring to be like the people in our posters when we were developing our identities. And a lot of our identities come from branding. It comes from believing that we don't belong, of course, unless we adopt these behaviors, unless we play through this kind of technology. And you, sir, have broken away from the majority by offering a different message in metal that we've heard in a long time. I want to tell you that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'd like to explain to you the method to my madness.
Sure.
The thing is, man, I'm not knocking anybody, you know what I mean? People do their art and everything, but I feel like the industry or just music in general is missing something, and it's missing what used to sell rock and roll. It's missing attitude. And I don't necessarily do things the conventional way because everybody's already done that. I don't want to do the same thing that everybody else has done. And I feel like, not tooting my own horn, but I'm a real motherfucker, bro. I don't know how to be any other way. You know what I mean? And I think that people respect real respects real, and they appreciate that. So I put that out there. I put my persona of who I am.
That's a very vulnerable thing to do. I think some of the best artists in the world express and host that vulnerability. But go ahead.
And but my mission in music isn't to get rich. It's not to get famous. I don't give a fuck about any of those things. I've got something to say. And those things, to people that are receptive to that, they can be receptive. You know what I mean? My method seems to work because it's just me. You know what I mean?
So how long have you been doing how many albums and how long have you been doing the Misanthropic Torment project?
I had like 3 earlier albums that I tore down off of YouTube because I sucked when I first started. I took a crash course on what to do.
Sure.
I have 5 good albums that I consider are my best work, and those are up right now. the Leviathan, what I consider the first one. Murder is My Remedy, Kill Your Local Pedophile, Ectasis.
I love that. I love that. Kill your local pedophiles stuff.
That's a powerful thing.
Thank you.
I realize you're not. Now look. People will get, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. But I understand on social media. The reason why I kind of prepped you on the social media topic is because I realize that through the chamber and the highway of social media, you catch a lot of feedback for some of your song titles.
Yes.
And I want to talk about that in a moment. But I just want to draw on. People will recommend to me all the time that I should walk on eggshells, and you know what? If I just want fans, or if Sepsis wants to retain fans, then there is an illustration or an attitude that if I don't follow the rules and I don't shut the fuck up, then I'm not going to make it in the music industry. And I do want to point out that you're taking a position on this similar to mine. And it's not as rebellious as people might predict, in the sense that, we had spoken about Ice-T earlier and Rage Against the Machine, or even some of the big modern bands now like Sleep Token or Ghost. People will stomp and stammer and pump their fists and say to keep politics and keep religion and keep sex out of music, but throughout the years, Ghost is one of the biggest hard rock bands now, and he's got the Catholic Pope imagery going on. Tom McDonald is another, political imagery. And I'm not getting into whether you agree with it or whether you like it. I'm just saying, Ice-T Cop Killer was not encouraging people to commit violence.
No. And that's another thing. I do.
So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, the thing is I'm not doing anything new. I'm not really. The thing is nobody's doing it now. But if you take a look back to Gigi Allen, and like you just said, Body Count, all these artists have been covering the issues that I'm covering for years.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel, who just went up there the other day. Who's the band that we're always talking about? That sounds like the Mickey Mouse guy.
Oh no, Knock Loose.
Knock Loose just went on Jimmy Kimmel, and most of the stage was iconic Catholic.
Even their album
imagery. So as many people as you'll get on one side of the aisle say, oh, just be music, or just they'll say artists, why don't you not music is the idea is that Eric is that music is background noise. Artists don't need a message, we don't need a mission, we need to keep our mouths shut and just make music. This is the idea I get from people sometimes.
I don't think there's different types of fans of music, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's, in my opinion, there's the fans who listen to music as background music, and they don't really appreciate the music as much. Then you have the people who will go to your shows, and they appreciate the music more because it's not just background noise. And then you have the people who have a platform that have something to say, that have a message, that want to reach people who are receptive to that message. And that's me. That's who I am. I know that there's other musicians out there. If you take a look at Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, they had a message with that album. You know what I mean?
Do you think that's I know this is kind of like different, but do you think that's a young people thing? And I don't know. I'm really asking. I'm not trying to run the default setting here, but do you think that people that are kind of like, oh, I'm not really into lyrics, I just listen to the beats. Do you think that will come and go? Do you think some of those people will grow up and be like, I kind of want to hear what people are saying?
I think that.
You hear a lot of people say that now. Like, I don't really care about lyrics. I just listen to the blah blah blah. We get that a lot. In the chat, do you guys listen to lyrics in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys like lyrics still. I want to talk about how many songs are on your album, bro?
10 but it's not finished yet, and let me explain. That the first part of the album is dropping on the 20th due to inauguration. I have 4 or 5 more songs that were written for the album.
Oh, this is the plan of the rollout.
Yes, this is the plan of the rollout. We're gonna come out with the deluxe edition, and on the deluxe edition, it's gonna have 4 more songs you get 6 different covers. So if you don't like one of the covers, you can.
Okay, so let me stop. I want to make sure everybody understands. So, have you made any albums before with political imagery?
Not the imagery. The last one that I made that was political was Declaration of War, but if there was no political imagery, it's just a skeleton.
I remember people getting upset about your record, Kill Your Local Pedophile. I remember. So let's go back to that. Was that the first song that you got that much feedback from on social media?
I had people leave my band. I had a full band at that time.
Tell me about that. So just quickly, because I don't want to lose out on the topic.
Yeah.
But leading up to the work that you just released, because I brought you on because I know you've been catching a lot of feedback from your song titles, and I know that you were visited by the government today, and I want to be able to cover that. So
basically,
the Kill Your Local Pedophile thing, what started that?
What started that?
Yes.
I mean, I went to prison for stabbing a pedophile, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. All right. So now, but you're not asking people to do that. You're talking about something that happened in the past. All right.
That was about my life experience, like what I've done and what I did to go there, and that's what the album was.
When you started getting feedback for that song, what was the feedback? Was it like you're going to go to jail, or were people just upset about the English that you used, or like what was why were people upset with that message, do you think?
Because they think that I'm inciting violence. They think that I'm.
Do you think they really think that though, or do you think they're just using? Okay.
Here's what I think, brother. Let me tell you what I think, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but this is what I think. I think that.
Do you think you're getting attention on social media and people are jealous of you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I came out of prison as a nobody, and I started making moves. I made big moves, and people got upset because they've been trying to do this shit for years, and I just fucking figured out what works for me, and they see it. You know what I mean?
That's what I was curious. Cause I mean, Lexi, you gonna say something?
I was gonna say what he's talking about right now is something that every successful artist goes through. Everyone around them will see them hitting.
The reason why I said Ghost is because I can remember when Ghost started getting big, everybody hyper focusing on the religious imagery and ideology, and it's like you do realize that there's bands that have been doing that forever. You know what I mean? Rage Against the Machine, used to catch a lot of flack for their political stances. Wu-Tang Clan, and we talked about Ice-T and. 2 Live Crew. 2 Live Crew, they had the biggest crowd at Rockfest last year. Out of all the rock and roll and hard rock bands, 2 Live Crew, as you know, was banned from the USA because they wanted to talk about sex on their records. And so this reminds me of that. So jumping into this new record, you said you got album covers for everybody. And stop me if I'm wrong, each album cover has a different political imagery presented on it. So if
we call it the Choose Your Own Adversary campaign, because the album is not about one person. It is about our political system globally. You know what I mean? It just so happens to be, people keep asking me, well, if you're not biased, why aren't you talking shit about this person over here? I don't have dirt on this person. The only rapist that I know of in office is the person that I was talking shit about.
Right. I mean? Right. I understand that. And I realize that we have all kinds of different fans and people that believe in all different facets of life. And what I thought was interesting to me is that we're all on social media and a lot of us are just fans of music. How come we don't come down on Ghost? How come we don't come down on Public Enemy?
Because these people are big. They don't want to take on a big entity. Instead, they want to focus their attention on someone else who they think is.
Because you're not saying anything different than Ice-T is saying in his new music.
Not at all.
Okay.
You know, it's basically the same message. You know, it's everybody in office is corrupt. We need to find a new way. We need to find a new way to live with each other. You know what I mean? We all need to basically. I'm not saying we got to sing "Kumbaya, my Lord" and hold hands and all that shit. But come on, man, live and let live. We only have one
And
life, brother.
that is the intent. You're saying that is the intent of the music that you're making, is to create conversations that lead to making better decisions amongst us in each neighborhood and relationship.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
what I'm getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not okay. So the people that have been like giving you feedback, it hasn't all been negative feedback, I'm sure.
No, no. There's a lot of people who agree with me,
I
man.
saw you were
They,
covered in a lot of different press organizations, so they weren't afraid to promote your album.
no. I mean, I had to do all that promotion myself. I went to a promoter and they're like, "Nobody's gonna cover this. Nobody's gonna touch it. You're just wasting your time."
Hmm.
I said, "Okay." So I went and I did all the promotion myself. I sent it out to all the right people,
Hmm.
and I mean, Loudwire covered it. So
Yeah,
like
I saw that.
that's gotta speak volumes, bro. I mean, it's in the albums to look forward to in 2025. So I mean, I've got a lot of good feedback. I've also been told I should be in prison. You know, I've also been told that people are gonna kill me when they see me. I get death threats
Hmm.
daily. You know what I mean?
Hmm. That is very interesting. I was going to ask you to what intensity or degree, but I guess you just answered that.
Yeah, I was about to ask what the response was like from
Huh.
other musicians.
That's what's always got me is like I mean I don't know what Ghost gets in their emails. I got this thing says that we only have 10 minutes. I can't accept that. So I'm going to go get Metaverse Melissa and see if we can get the relay going again. If I can stop this stream and do it and have it like call you again or something. Let me be right back.
All right, no worries.
What inspired you to make the song that you currently made? I'm just curious.
Um. Well, the "Make Assassinations Great Again" single that was dropped.
I'm gonna try to have her send you a new link, just for the hell
Okay.
of it, because it's only got 8 more minutes on it. That's unacceptable. You're not gonna be able to tell the story.
No.
Uh-oh, she's gonna do it. She's doing it right now.
Okay.
Is it gonna hang up on him? Okay, sorry. So I apologize, everybody, for hanging up on Eric.
No worries.
I think so.
The Zoom isn't, but we are.
Now you just gotta accept him when he comes in.
But I don't know what to do. I'm panicking.
You have to click on Zoom,
Oh my God!
approve him.
Oh, I'm scared.
to OBS.
Did I get it? I don't know.
I just see
Yo,
you.
oh, hold up.
You're just here.
I think we got
Can you
it.
hear me?
Did you?
I got
oh,
it. We got
okay.
it. Thank God. Yo, isn't that the cheapest shit you've ever seen in your life? It's like I don't know how much the subscription is. I'm not paying $24, $44 or
Wait.
whatever it is.
There's a subscription.
There's a subscription to your underwear if you look hard enough.
There is actually.
You know, there's a subscription to every angle of your life now. Can't hear whose voice? What the hell?
Can you guys hear Eric?
Can you hear me?
not
Vincent
hear?
just said that he couldn't hear the voice.
Can you hear
I
that?
can hear it. I can hear it. Sounds good to me. All right, so I want to continue. I do. But first, I want to here take this joint, Lexi. There's a special treat that I have. So my buddy Vince is in. He's in the chat, and this particular episode, Vince wrote this book. Okay, so Vince is in the chat, and he wrote this book. I'm gonna show everybody right now. Can you see that? Hold on.
I can't see it.
Hold on, I'm gonna go on my other screen, my other fancy screen. 1 second, everybody. I got this. I got this shit. Music theory in quite some time. So I said, "Oh, what the hell?" You know, they can't hear me. Why?
I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is going on?
Oh, man.
Because it looks like your mic is on.
Oh, I mean,
Hold on.
It is on.
Everything's fine.
Oh, wait, you're on Zoom.
bad.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
On mute.
I have to mute that because Eric will echo if not.
Oh.
Trust.
Okay, well. If
I'm
you're
gonna stay with
muted-
Eric from now,
if you're
and
muted on the
don't
outside-
nobody go anywhere because I'm plugging the fucking book. It's great. It's a great book. No, so anyway, it really is, and I'm gonna go over the whole thing. So, but I want to take off from where we were because we went out of our way to do this whole thing with calling you back on Zoom, and I'm gonna stop being a cheap prick, and I'm gonna at least consider getting a subscription on Zoom. So
You're gonna consider it.
Right. So I got you, Vince. I promise you. I got you. I really enjoyed the book, and I promise you we're going to hit hard on it. Now, so here we are. We're on Facebook. Now, I've been seeing you promote this album for a couple weeks now. When did the song come out? Because it's this one song that everyone's freaking out about.
Yeah, they haven't even heard the rest of the album. They don't even understand the whole album is not about one person. But,
Right.
The song, but I did choose specific times. You know, I released on an unconventional day, November 5th, because it was a day of the voting. You know what I mean? The song dropped on November 5th. I didn't know who was winning. You know, I didn't expect him to win, but anyway.
I understand. Right.
So the album itself drops on the 20th and on digital streaming platforms, and the physical release drops on the 24th. So
Okay.
I mean, people have only heard one song and they're flipping the fuck out. And Lexi had asked me what my inspiration was for it, and
Yeah.
you know, honestly, I know that millions of people out there are just as angry as I am, tired of being lied to on all sides. I'm not saying
Understood.
I don't pick any sides in politics. I want to get that clear to everybody. I despise the whole system that is set
I don't think
for us.
people know that about you, and that's why I've
Yeah,
taken the extra time to talk about it.
Yes, sir.
I
And,
don't-
I just,
Go ahead.
just feel like we as a people should really just think together. It's not about left wing, it's not about right wing, it's not about independent, it's not about black, white, gay, straight. It's about humanity. It's about what is right for humanity. And we need to figure out a way to get our voices heard, not through violence.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not asking anybody to do anything violent. There are other ways.
You're saying you have words that are scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's meant to be.
I understand that. I mean, there's scary words in the Bible, Eric. Eric, there's scary words. There's scary, gruesome, brutal words in the Bible. There's scary, brutal, gruesome words in horror movies. There's scary, brutal, gruesome things that happen on the Science and History Channel.
Yeah. You know. Nobody's supposed to like what I have to say because I don't even like what I have to say. It makes me angry. You know what I mean?
Yep. We always talk about sex offenders on the channel here, and I'm always reminding, and I get a lot of feedback for talking about high-profile sex offenders, and people go, Will, what is this about? And I say it's not really about me trying to heal the world of sex offenders. It's about the rest of us that are not sex offenders and picking and choosing our favorite celebrity sex offenders.
And that's another thing, man. Just because you have billions of dollars and you're some rich superstar, that doesn't give you the right to get away with atrocious shit, man.
I guess what I'm saying is, Eric, is just because I say down with one sex offender doesn't mean I'm cool with another.
Got you.
So I get you on transparency, because when I talk about certain sex offenders, people will say, well, then you must like this one. And it's like, we have genres of music, okay, that talk about assassinating each other, and it plays on the radio every day. It's called rap music.
Yeah.
Hold on. If I said to a radio programmer, hey, I got this cool genre of music where young white guys pop each other in the head, then go online and Instagram and talk about it on MTV, talk about real life slayings, taunt each other with it, and get paid for it on YouTube, people would say I'm crazy. If I said I'm going to come out with a genre of music where we kill animals and we're going to put it on the radio, and I asked a radio director if that was a good idea, they think I was a fucking lunatic. But if I said, hey, right, but what if I say, hey, we get a bunch of people together, we get a bunch of young men, they shoot at each other, they pimp on each other, they clap on each other, and then they humiliate each other and abuse each other, and then we put it on the radio, people would think that's a terrible idea until African Americans do it. We call it hip hop.
Well, yeah, because
if a certain kind of group is doing, so when you say make assassinations great again and people get mad at that, I gotta say, hold on. African Americans do it every day in rap music and nobody fucking bats an eye.
And I'm gonna tell you why that is, brother. I'm gonna tell you why that is. Because the racist organizations that run this country that want to keep the minorities down are content with African Americans killing each other.
Right, and talking about in music. Exactly. And if I say, hey, if I came up, but if I said, on the other hand, how about we come up with a genre of music where women shoot each other and kill each other and humiliate each other? People would go, oh, Will, you're a sick motherfucker. But if I say, how about we come up with a music where African Americans and blacks shoot at each other and make jokes, people say it's okay. We'll make dances to it on TikTok. So tell me, with this new song, you've been catching a lot of feedback. What's some of the, well, you already told me. You already told me the worst feedback. That's the worst threatening your life is. I think is the most meanest thing you could do to somebody. Okay, I love you. You're not in danger. I don't feel. Do you feel like you're in danger?
I don't feel like I'm in danger,
okay,
but I am strapped all the time.
I had to ask you just so we knew, because we love you. Now look, you're coming out with the music. How do your friends and family feel about you? Have they tried to separate or distance themselves from you since you've come out with this type of music? How about death metal? Are they afraid of death metal?
My family's not afraid of death metal, and my family we stand on the same side, man. We're not racist people. We love everybody. I have family that is in the LGBTQ plus community, so we support the LGBTQ plus. I'm not gay myself, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Some people like pineapple on their pizza. Some people don't. I realize that.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, bro.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
But at
well,
the end of
well
the day,
said. Do you think going to state prison and living with people who might truly hate you and hurt you, do you think that that's helped you approach the world with a smile?
It has. You know, I lived around people for 16 years who were straight fucking killers, and I lived around people who I hated for years but learned to get along with.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? And I just lived in a place that was a psychotic place. But you know what's crazy? Through all that psychoticness,
Yes.
we learned to live under a code. And it's weird to say that because there's more respect in prison than there is out here. Because I'll tell you what, in prison, if you disrespect somebody, you get your ass handed to you. So you learn real quick to respect each other. You know what I mean? Out here, people just run off at the neck and they don't expect a consequence because they're used to not having a consequence.
You also don't have platforms of entitlement where you can throw rocks and hide your hands, Eric.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know,
In prison, you can't throw rocks and hide your hands.
Nah, bro, you gotta be a man, bro, or be a woman. I'm sure I've never been to a woman's prison.
I don't think you'd want to.
Nah, but you just
Sounds
gotta,
dangerous. Eric,
women are dangerous, bro.
what? So the music's coming out. I listen to the music. I'm gonna listen to it again after this. Where can people? What's the best place where people can find the music so you can rock and shock them? Because they haven't heard the music. Everybody that's listening to this now, please listen to the music, listen to the song, and then I would like you to inbox either Eric or myself and have a conversation with us and tell us what you think about it.
I prefer YouTube because YouTube you can see the lyric video. So if you don't understand my lyrics, you can actually read along because I scream and I growl. And if you want to read the lyrics, you can go on Bandcamp because they're all right there.
I'm a lyric guy.
Yeah.
I love that.
But you know, and you can even preview the full album on Bandcamp. I released it early on Bandcamp because some of my fans wanted to hear the rest of it, so I went ahead and released it early there. But if you want to wait for Spotify, go ahead and listen on Spotify, Deezer, Napster, iHeartRadio. I'm everywhere, man.
Oh, thank you, Vince. Vince just put it. I really appreciate. Vince just put it in the chat. So everybody, please, you don't have to leave right now, but open up another tab. Click the link. Vince just put it up in the chat. Everybody, do me a favor. Eric's a friend of mine. Don't fuck around with me. We got usually 15 to 2,000 people that watch this in a 24-hour period. I want all of y'all to go over there, click on the link, and go check out the music so you can be shocked as I am. Now, look. And know what? Now, because people are going to go check this out, I didn't have a plan to have you on today, but the reason why I had you on is I knew this song was going to piss people off.
I did too.
So you expected the response?
So that means, hold on, because that's the definition of success. When you create something and you can predict what's going to happen,
that's incredible.
That means it's successful. So. Let's
the Secret Service coming to my house. I just didn't know when they were coming.
So the other day, Eric calls me and he's like, "Hey," he goes, "Man, a lot of these people are saying that I could possibly go to jail for this." And Eric's like me; he surrounds himself with good people and legal counsel, and which I reminded him to utilize the long arm of the law, okay, and to be respectful of the law. Which, of course, he has been. But this doesn't mean other people are going to. Let me know, man, like, what prompted the government to come to your house?
You know,
was it people reporting you?
Here, if you look at my YouTube, you'll see a bunch of comments talking about, I'm reporting you for promoting terrorism. You should be in jail. A bunch of people like you should die. You're a traitor to your country.
That's terrifying.
You know, yeah, you know. But at the end of the day, I don't want to die, but I don't.
Right. I think that should be known.
I've been in situations where I should have been dead 15 times over, bro. Like, that doesn't scare me. I don't want it to happen. But it doesn't scare me. It's not going to shut me up.
Eric, everybody loves you, and we know it's not going to shut you up. You're putting the music out. You've made that clear. So even the government couldn't shut you up. Literally, the government came to your house today.
Yes.
What were you? The government came to your house because you released a rock and roll song.
Yes. They
Dude, congratulations! You've made it.
They dissected my lyrics. They asked me what my lyrics meant, and I had to tell them. And I
You've officially made it in rock and roll. You don't realize this. You're the only independent heavy metal band on Facebook that can say you made a heavy metal song and the government came to your house. The Secret Service came to your house because you make heavy metal. Dude, you made it.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm successful already. Success to me is not my bank account. I'm going to go ahead and put this link in here for people who ever want to, like, click on it, the same link I gave
Please.
to you that shows all the press and everything. But as far as I'm concerned, bro, success to me is I'm not in prison. I'm doing what I love to do. I can afford my life. I'm cool with that. I sell a few records here and there. Thank you to the Secret Service for selling the last 5 CDs that I sold today. Thank you very much. But by the way, I have to say that I was told that I need to say this in any interview that I have with anybody. I need to make it clear that I am not promoting violence, that I am not asking anybody to go on my behalf and hurt anybody.
Right.
I'm not going to hurt anybody myself. It's not a good idea to go out and hurt people because you will go to prison. And you hear me talk about prison, and I laugh about it. I laugh about watching people getting their heads cut off with shovels. That's what prison did to me, okay? Prison ain't cool. It's not a badge of honor. It's not what you think in the movies. Just don't fucking do it. Unless you want to go, that's on you. That ain't my problem. You know what I mean?
And
I have to give you that.
No, I appreciate that, and that's why I wanted to bring you on. I wanted to bring you on because you catch a lot of feedback for your music. I don't think that's different than Uncle Luke, Ice-T, or Public Enemy. I think you have some strong opinions. I think you have some bold messages, and I think you're one of the few people that make heavy metal and rock and roll on Facebook that has the balls to bring up conversations that are outside of the majority. And I appreciate you for it. And I realize that you're attempting to help humanity and that you love all versions of people. And I wanted an opportunity to bring you on my platform to remind everybody of your contribution and fairness to humanity aside from the images and music and social media and stuff like that. That you're a human being, you're a person, you love everybody, and that's what's important.
Absolutely. And the imagery, man, look, everything's been done before.
I just think that's what people get excited about. I mean, if you put people respond to the swastika, people respond to the cross, people respond to the Wu-Tang Clan symbol, people respond to the flag. Look behind me. You know, people respond to the sepsis symbol, and symbolism invokes emotion. I understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, basically the last person who asked me why I chose the cover that I did is, do I have your attention? You know?
Lex, do you have any questions for Eric? Because I don't want it to hang up on him again. I just have one. How do you deal with the trolls, man? Like, what's the best way for people that don't know? Like, how do you deal with internet trolls, man? You must have a lot. How does Eric deal with social media and Facebook trolls? What's your method?
I used to try and talk sense to people, and it didn't work, and then I'd get irate, and this was a while back. I'd let them get under my skin. I don't anymore. I got a block button. If you are on my page spouting bullshit, I love the block button. You ain't taking shit from me. This is my year. Don't fuck with me. I'll kick you out of my life just as quick as I put you in. I don't give 2 fucks.
Woo! I love that.
That's powerful.
You got something, Lex?
Yeah, I just want to know, just curious, what is the overall message with your album that's coming out and including the song? Like, what's the overall message?
The overall message is everything's fucked right now. And we're all lied to. And it's basic.
I think we're lied to by everyone, too.
Yeah,
it's not
everyone.
some special liar. Right.
Yeah, Yeah, it's everyone. We're lied to on all sides.
Uh-huh.
And here's the thing. I want to get into this before we hang up. I know we're running low on time. But the thing is the people lying to us want us to hate each other. There's no such thing as a race war anymore. It may be between us civilians because they keep it going, but at the end of the day, it's about rich people and poor people creating the race war.
Chat.
They want us to hate each other, bro.
Joe in the chat. I love y'all energy. Joe says we're doomed. That's what he said in the chat. I just think that's funny.
Sorry, bro. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I hope,
Uh-huh.
and I'm only one guy. I'm not dumb to think that I'm gonna make a big difference. Maybe I will, but at the end of the day, the message I'm trying to get to people is stop fighting with each other and aim your hatred at the right motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean?
I gotta hit the clap. I gotta hit the clappy on that.
We're not each other's enemy.
Brother, you will always be my neighbor. Are you afraid of the consequences in real life for making music like this? Like, you know what I mean? Do you ever look on the back porch like? I'm still waiting for like Spotify employees to catch me lacking at the bodega.
I will say this. I'm not afraid, but I am vigilant. I have my eyes open all the time.
You're from prison. You're paranoid.
Yeah, bro.
That comes installed.
Yeah, that comes out. Listen, man, I know how many cars are on my block. If there's one...
Come on, tell me you ain't gone to parole, right? Not smoked any weed and still worried about pissing in that cup, knowing damn right you was clean.
Yep. You know what I mean?
Only somebody from prison can say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you ain't been in prison, you don't know about that. But it's like, you're so fucking paranoid that you ain't drank or smoked nothing, and they give you that urinalysis piss cup, and you're still worried about that shit coming back dirty, knowing you didn't smoke nothing.
I'll tell you why, though. I don't know about in your state.
Yeah.
In my state, sometimes you get fucked up cups, and
Yes,
they
they do.
flag you for being a dirty
Yes,
UA.
100%. Of course. No, and that's the other side of the coin that people probably wouldn't know. What do you hope people can learn from your experience with the feedback, the social media bullshit, and coming out with the album? What do you hope people can learn from it, man? I know Lexi kind of asked you earlier, but is there anything people can learn?
Yeah, number one for bands.
Yeah.
'Cause I did this for bands as well.
Facts.
A lot of people are scared to rock the boat because of cancel culture. I'm here
Yes.
to prove that cancel culture doesn't matter. As long as you have a fan base and people who are receptive, and I own the publishing. Nobody can cancel me. I am uncancelable. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, stop being scared. Say what you want to say, and do it, because rock and roll and metal needs your attitude. It needs to be
And
fierce.
you know what? And I also think we need terrible ideas. I think people should promote terrible words. I think people should promote hate. I think people should promote things that are disgusting. I think people should do the. I wouldn't recommend these things, but should people be able to do it? Yes. Because we need a clear contrast of what to avoid, dude. If we got songs with people using ugly language and racist language, if we got people making music in ugly images, it can remind us what beautiful art looks like. It can draw a contrast in terms of being able to discover and determine amazing lyrics versus just background noise.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know about anybody else. I can only speak for myself when it comes to my taste and music. But when I was in prison, I liked albums that Cradle of Filth made because they were long. You know what I mean? There's like a 3-hour fucking album. You sit down and listen to that, write, draw, and like, you listen to what they're saying. You know
There's
what I mean?
something frustrating for me, even when it's really good. I know this is off topic, but there's something frustrating for me, even when a song is really good and it's only a minute and a half or so. There's something really anxious and like unsatisfying about there being a kick-ass tune for only a minute and a half. It's kind of like, oh, you know.
I feel like the catering to the algorithm and catering to people's dumbed down attention span is killing the artists from being able to create what they want to create.
That's because
they're trying-
the developers that own the apps don't make music.
Well, they should.
No, they really should. Eric, I hate to hang up with you, bro, but I just it's a pet peeve of mine. I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So did you have anything else interesting for Eric Leviathan?
I just want to know, like, do you think music is a good place to express one's thoughts, ideas, and even like life experiences?
He was just covered by Metal Injection. Loudwire covered it. That's pretty good.
I believe that music is a universal love that speaks many languages. If music came in the form of a female, I would marry it. Honestly, when music plays, I don't care. I love metal, but I also like some rap. I also like rock and roll. I like classic. There's more to me than death metal, but death metal is what I do because it's what I'm good at and it's carrying my message. But a song can do so many things. They've got a song for everything in life. A great song can get you through a breakup. A great song can get you through an abusive relationship. A great song can help you through a traumatic childhood. So I believe that music is the best place to express yourself because there are people out there who will click with it. You know what I mean? Like there's a song for everybody. So how can it not be something that can heal? But at the same time, it can also be something that enrages and entices you to think. And that's what
Right, horror movies aren't supposed to make you fucking horny.
I don't know about. No, I'm just playing.
No, but it depends who you are, right? No, but like they're not designed to make you feel comfortable necessarily. They're supposed to. The music is suspenseful and tense, and it's uneasy, and the color choices are sickly, and the noises are harsh and punctual and penetrating, and this is sounding more like pornography. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it's almost like songs can also promote change.
yes, that's why the cringe value is value.
Mhm.
Some of the cringiest, nastiest, creaky, untuned chords on a cello is the only nasty noise that can translate that emotion. People used to ask me all the time, how come Sepsis screams in the music? And I said, you can't lullaby everything. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't say please and thank you in a false chord. Well, you can. No, you can.
Just won't sound as polite.
You know what I mean? Like,
I got a question. Let me ask you this before we go. Because speaking of you can't sing or lullaby it all the time. Could you picture me doing a country album or singing "Kill Your Local Pedophile"?
right, it's hard, right. Or imagine you're rocking your baby to sleep, right? And you're like, ooh. Right.
You won't believe that I believe what I'm saying.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Time and place
Well, that's
for
why
everything.
I said horror movies. Imagine Jason Voorhees came in and kissed you on the cheek. It wouldn't be scary.
I'd be like, you better pick up that knife
You know?
and stab me, motherfucker.
Right, I was gonna say, right, it's supposed to be scary, That's crazy. Listen, Eric, I got mad love for you, man. Keep kicking the shit out of everybody on the internet. Don't let them up until they cry coming, man. Dead ass. I got your back, brother. Keep pursuing the truth, man. There's something about guys that did time and authenticity and being objectively authentic. And that's why I had you come on the show. I don't have a lot of people come on the show. But anybody comes on, the rule of thumb is they got to be authentic. And I appreciate you and I love you for coming on. And I'm talking about hard rock and heavy metal and the freedom of women's rights and 100% to restoring women's rights. You know that we're big advocates of women here on the Sepsis page. So much love to you for that and sticking up for brown people. God bless you, bro. And I'll catch you on another one.
All right, brother.
Everybody go listen to the record.
Bye.